Why, hello. Welcome home. Welcome to my kitchen. I still need to do a home tour, so I'm trying not to give too much of this away. Also, I'm gonna close my window because it is very loud. So, I'm super excited. I actually already filmed one of these videos like last week, and I realized that for one, I was like, my back was turned to the camera like the entire time because my kitchen's very small and I didn't know where to put my camera. And I also just didn't talk the whole video because I was so focused on what I was doing and I had never made what I was making before. So I decided that for this video, I need to make something that I love that I've made before, so it's not like me figured out where to put my camera. So we are good to go. I also decided that I'm gonna do a Q&A, like answer questions while I bake. So I think that that will be fun too, just because watching me bake things I don't think will be that interesting. Maybe it will, I don't know. So I do have some questions to answer, but before I get into that, I have to let you know what we are baking. So we are making monkey bread, and let me just tell you, this stuff is probably the worst thing you could ever put in your body, but it's so good. It's so good. Like, oh my gosh, it's insane. I'm probably gonna eat all of it. Literally the ingredients I actually need to look up. I like know the gist of the recipe, but just in case, I'm gonna look up so that this doesn't turn into a disaster like last time. So it's called monkey bread. It's basically like a biscuity, cinnamony thing. You need a bundt cake pan, and you need 2 things of biscuits. So I'm obviously making vegan monkey bread, so I'm using the Annie's flaky biscuits, which are vegan. Oh, I need sugar and brown sugar. See, the only problem with this is I couldn't find brown sugar because all of the baking things are gone right now. So I'm using coconut sugar, so I'm hoping that that's okay. You need butter, and then it says raisins or walnuts if desired, but fuck that. People who put nuts on their desserts, like, why do you want to ruin something that's just so naturally beautiful and perfect by putting gross crunchy nuts on it? Oh, and of course you need cinnamon. I am going to get more sugar because I didn't realize I needed 2 types. So that's flour. I hate being short sometimes. Okay, should I stand on the counter or should I get a stool? I'm gonna fall. Oh good. Oh god. Okay. That was fun. Don't tell my roommates I just put my feet on the counter. So I have regular sugar, coconut sugar, which is in lieu of the brown sugar. And what are we going to do? Heat oven to 350. Okay. So while that's happening, I will answer a question. Okay, so the first question. Do I still talk to any of my old friends from high school? What friends? No, but really. I have 2 friends from high school who are my friends in high school that I still talk to. Yeah, 2 of them. And I was friends with them pre-high school. I was friends with one of them since like elementary school, and then I was friends with one of them in middle school and then also high school. So that's it. And those are pretty much the only friends that I had in high school anyways. So, okay. So that was a question that I answered. Let's move on. A fluted tube pan. I've never heard someone call a bundt cake pan a fluted tube pan, but apparently this is a fluted tube pan. It says generously grease this. I don't have cooking spray, so I'm just gonna do the like butter way that people do with a paper towel. Is what I pretty much do every time I bake now. Okay, this is like the most straightforward recipe ever, so like anyone can do it. So I'm using vegan butter, and I'm just going to heavily grease. I really need to get some cooking spray. There's just, you know, when you move out, you realize how many like actually little things that are just like always supposed to be in your kitchen, like soy sauce, salt, pepper, most other seasonings, like oils for cooking, all the little like foil, cling wrap, parchment paper, literally all these things, especially if you like to cook. I mean, I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't need those things if they like literally cook or bake, but you just come to realize that there's like, you need ketchup and mustard constantly in your fridge, you need like all these other things, and you just can't run out. You always got to get a replacement before you're out, or else like your life is just over. Okay, I hope that's like considered heavily greased? I really don't know. I'm gonna answer another question. Okay, so someone asked, have you ever been in a toxic romantic relationship? How did you get out of it? I've never been in like, I guess I've been in like an unhealthy relationship where it was just like the guy was definitely kind of very clingy and almost to the point where it was controlling, but like it wasn't, I don't know. I was in high school. It was just like probably not the best relationship, and I got out of it by breaking up with him and never talking to him again. So that was fun. Okay, next, in 1 large gallon plastic food storage bag, mix granulated sugar and cinnamon. Oh right, you also need a baggie. So we need the granulated sugar and the cinnamon. This is what's going to coat it. So we need a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Also, like popping the tins of biscuits is probably one of the most terrifying things ever. I'm just standing over here because I'm starting to spill. Popping it in. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon. So this is, I think I already said that. Ow. That was a little bit more than a teaspoon, but a little bit extra cinnamon never hurt anyone, except for the people that did the cinnamon challenge, and then they probably almost died. So I'm just gonna, oh, it smells so good already. I used to always have like cinnamon toast when I was younger, so my mom would just like butter pieces of bread. I think this is a thing, I'm sure a lot of you guys had it. And then like sprinkle cinnamon and sugar over the top. So good, such a classic. Okay, separate dough into 16 biscuits. So this is my least favorite part. I hate it so very much. Okay, I'm gonna answer another question again. This is kind of like hard. I'm not very good at multitasking. That's why I hate 69ing. Okay, so someone asked, do you leave Dirtle out all day? Dirtle is my rabbit, in case you didn't know, and he lives in my room. I just got him neutered 2 days ago, which helps with, oh, because someone said, doesn't he poop on the floor? That was basically why I got him neutered. He pees in his litter box, so he's very good about only peeing in his litter box. But he would just kind of like poop everywhere. And the thing about rabbit poop is it's just like, they're not like wet. It's not like dog poop. It doesn't really like smell unless there's a lot of it. I don't know, like deer or, you know, like the little round pellets. I can literally just like pick them up and like put them in his litter box. But that's why I got him neutered, and like it's been 2 days and so far he hasn't really pooped on the floor at all. He had like 1 or 2 little poops here and there, but that's just like kind of normal, I think. I think that's just normal because like I don't know if they can fully like control when they come out. They just kind of like pop out. So there's that. Okay, so someone said thoughts on hormonal conception. Oh, I need a plate. Thick. Thoughts on hormonal conception. So, oh wait, they meant contraception. No, they wrote contraception. I said conception. My bad. Okay, I had to stop because my roommate came home. But I just went ahead and did this thing of biscuits. So I basically cut them into 4ths. I'm gonna do it with the other one so you can actually see. And I'm going to put them in the baggie with the cinnamon and sugar. Okay, so anyways, about hormonal contraception. I don't know why it was taking me so long to talk about it. So I have been like on and off the birth control pill since I was 16, when I had like my first real relationship and like actually started becoming sexually active. I went on the pill. And I've done research on like other methods, but I think just because that's what I've always used. Okay. That's what I've always used. I'm kind of afraid to like do something else with my body, and like I'm not a doctor and I know that there's like, you know, pros and cons of birth control, but at the end of the day, I don't want to get pregnant or have a child anytime soon. One day, yes, but not right now. And condoms really suck. Sorry, but I really hate them, and so does everyone else involved. So yeah. And also, I've talked about this before on my channel, but I get hormonal acne, and I used to have it really bad when I went off the pill, and just changing up, going on and off all the time hasn't really done my skin any favors, and my skin is finally clear thanks to the pill and also a very amazing skincare routine that I will share with you in a video coming up soon. So there is like definitely a fear that if I do go off of it, my skin will go back to being bad. Hormonal acne is definitely really annoying and hard to manage and prevent. So there's that. But honestly, I think that it's fine. Like I don't really have any other bad side effects from the pill that I've noticed. My periods aren't really anything crazy or anything. So yeah. I don't really have an opinion, I'm not a doctor. Okay, so someone said, starting to date in my early 20s. Any advice about dating and confidence? Man, I've been in quite a few relationships, and they always kind of happen when I least expect them, or when I just don't want, like, I'm never looking for a relationship. I'm always like, I'm gonna be single forever, and then suddenly I meet somebody and I want to be with them. So I would say with confidence, in terms of confidence, that's obviously a very good trait to have. And I have a lot of friends who are on dating apps and kind of like struggle with meeting guys that don't suck. And it can definitely be hard. I've definitely been lucky, and most guys I've ever like dated have been really great, upstanding men. Sorry, this is really loud. Yeah, I would just say, like, know your standards and worth and what you are looking for. Like, basically lay out what you want in a relationship, and like try to visualize what you look for in a partner, how you want the relationship to be, and kind of like how you are and how you deal with conflicts, and like what you would want. Like, you want your partner to be really understanding, or do you want your partner to kind of like challenge your point of view in a way, or like, do you know what I mean? Just like all of the different things are definitely things that you want to look for, I think. And yeah, like, have fun with it too. I think dating can be really fun, and it's a good experience. It's definitely a good learning experience. Like, even the relationships that I've been in that I haven't enjoyed as much, they still taught me a lot. So there's always that. Oh, okay. So we are going to put them in here. I mean, I guess I can just like kind of... And then it says to pour the remaining sugar over because we don't have enough. Okay, someone asked for my sun, moon, and rising sign. So I am a Sagittarius sun, a Virgo moon, and a Gemini rising. So someone asked, how did you heal your relationship with food? You seem to eat so balanced now, and all around you're glowing. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that someone noticed that, because sometimes I get people who are like, you're not eating enough. And I mean, obviously on the internet, everyone always thinks that they're a nutritionist and wants to tell you what to do. And I came from a past of, I mean, I was calorie restricting like a long time ago. But once I found veganism, I was like almost just stuffing myself and eating to the point where it's like I felt like I had to eat all of this food. I had to eat like 4,000 calories a day, which is obviously an eating disorder in itself, but it's not like your typical one where you're starving yourself. It was like carb loading and just like eating until I felt like I was gonna throw up. And I came from that and had to remind myself that like it's okay to not finish everything on your plate. And it's okay to eat and not be in pain after, like to just eat and be satisfied and be like, okay, I'm not hungry anymore. I ate and I'm full, and I am not like gorging myself on food. I feel good. I'm not waking up with a stomach ache or being all bloated. And I feel like it's hard for people when they hear that, because they think that that's calorie restricting, but it's not. I'm eating enough. Not too much, not too little. I'm eating enough for me. I'm also 5'3", and I'm like a pretty small person. So, you know, like, I don't know if that has to do with it, but I've just realized that like I don't eat as much food that I used to think that I did, but not in a bad way. I'm not eating like, I'm making monkey bread, for goodness sakes. And the way that I came out of that was, it wasn't sustainable what I was doing before, the way that I was dieting. Yeah, it wasn't sustainable the way that I was eating, because I didn't feel good and I was so concerned about eating all the time, and it wasn't healthy. So I live a very balanced life now in terms of diet and fitness. I don't beat myself up about really anything anymore. I'm making monkey bread. I'm probably gonna have like a big dinner tonight. I didn't eat very well yesterday. I drink sometimes. But then I also like run throughout the week, and I do workouts, and sometimes I'll have smoothie bowls and I'll have salads, and I just eat whatever I want. And I feel really good about it. And it's definitely a journey depending on like where you come from and your mindset and everything. But I think that the less you worry about what you're eating, honestly, obviously be like conscious of what you're eating, but just the less that you worry about it and the less you let it control your life, the better. So I need to mix the brown sugar, coconut sugar, and butter. So how much of that do I need? 3/4 of a cup of butter. So, oof, that's a lot of butter. I really should buy the like baking butter with the little bars and the measuring things, but I just never do that. I don't think I bake enough to do that. Alas, here we are. Also, I don't know why, but I have like involuntarily, I guess, or like more like subconsciously been wearing green and like buying things that are green, which is strange because like my favorite color is beige. Now all of a sudden I'm literally wearing an all green outfit right now. Do you see this? Someone said, what's the biggest lesson you learned in this quarantine? I honestly think it's just to like really enjoy the little things, because I just remember like, what am I trying to do? I just remember going for this drive and, you know, just like going for a walk in your neighborhood now, it's like the highlight of your day, and it normally wouldn't, and I think it's like reminding us all to slow down. And I remember like going for this drive by the beach and I had the window down and I was like, everything's so beautiful, and I just never noticed before because I was just too busy with life. And it's just made me appreciate like nature so much, especially when they like closed down all the hikes and camping. I was like losing my mind. So it made me realize like how much I just really appreciate the little things. And also I think for a lot of couples it made them realize maybe they're not meant to be together. But for me, I think it's like really solidified my relationship with James. We've been spending so much more time together and we honestly get along really well, and I feel like we've been really good at just like communicating and like giving each other our own space. I think it's been a good thing in a lot of ways. I'm also 100% done with it and want it to be over though. I melted the butter and I have the cup of coconut sugar. So I'm just gonna mix those together. Not healthy, but desserts are not meant to be healthy, and I honestly hate healthy desserts. I hate like a no sugar, gluten-free, like nut, raw, whatever. I'm just like, if I want to eat a dessert, I want a real dessert. I don't want this like bullshit. You know what I mean? Okay, I think maybe I'm gonna heat this up again, just in case. Okay, so someone asked, how do you stay determined and focused while also staying healthy during quarantine? And my answer to that is that I am literally just like everyone else. I feel like maybe whatever it looks like on the internet, like I'm being like productive and super busy all the time, it's like, nope, I'm definitely not. There are days where I'm productive, but there are other days where I am literally just laying in bed and I feel really bad about it, but it's okay to just chill. It's nice to just relax and not put all this pressure on yourself. And yeah, I have been trying to, you know, like remind myself that this time, like the best way to use this time right now is to like maybe learn some new things that I've always wanted to, and like I could take this time to like use it to my advantage, because when else are we going to like, you know, have this basically time again to just kind of like do nothing, but also you can learn new things. I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm just like speaking out of my butthole. Yeah, I just want you guys to know that I am not just like crazy productive and focused. In fact, I am really behind on so many things because I haven't been very good at being focused at all. So just a reminder, I'm a human being too. Finally, I am done with the monkey bread, but it needs to go in the oven now. It smells like a heart attack. We'll see you guys in 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so we have some smoke going. I had to like open the window and turn on the fan because it's, oh my God. It's like the pan's too small, so it's all overflowing. I literally had to take one of the pieces out. So I think it'll be fine. So that was a little disastrous because this pan was way too small, which I kind of thought when I got it that it would be a little bit small. So some of them started to fall out and it was leaking in the oven, and the oven was like smoking. So next time I will use a bigger pan, but I'm very excited. It smells and looks amazing. I'm so glad the fire alarm didn't go off. Okay, we have a crispy piece right here. Just look at the ooey, gooey, crispy, flaky, sugary. This is not the best way to start the day, but you guys, you don't understand. Oh my God. You really just don't understand how good this is. 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, would recommend. The recipe that I used down below, but it's not a vegan recipe, I just made it vegan. You like the butter, I used vegan butter, that's pretty much it. It's gonna be so hard not to eat that entire thing. Show you the final product. It exploded, but it's fine. It still turned out. I would say, other than my oven almost exploding and my house almost burning down, I did a great job. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you liked the kind of Q&A bake with me type thing. I would be really curious because I feel like I've never really done a video like this before. Yes, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you try this recipe or if you've made monkey bread before and how amazing it is. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!